Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Legends Look Back. I'm your host, Sid Rosenberg. Now, each time on Legends Look Back, I sit down with an iconic athlete and discuss their most vivid memories from their biggest days on the field. And today I'm joined by Hall of Fame wide receiver, one of the all-time great New York Jets, also played for the Titans, the Giants, and the Cardinals. It is Joe Namath's favorite wideout, Don Maynard. Don, good afternoon, buddy. How are you?
Real fine, thank you.
Well, it's great to talk to you, Don, and as we get set here for another Super Bowl 43 between the Steelers and the Cardinals, and look back at some of the more memorable Super Bowls in the history of the game, none probably more memorable than yours, Don. Super Bowl III, your team a 17-point underdog against those awesome Baltimore Colts. Your quarterback, Joe Namath, makes a guarantee, and you guys go on to win the championship. What was that week like leading up to the big game against the Baltimore Colts?
Well, it's just a normal week, as any other game that you play during the year as far as preparation is concerned. The nice thing about it is the biggest game of your career was winning the AFL championship, because you got to win that one to get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So the Super Bowl was a real relaxed time for us. All the guys down there knew that if we just showed up, we was going to get the loser's share of the money. And if we played a little extra hard and didn't make any mistakes, why, we had a great balanced ball club, running attack, passing attack, defense number one, field goal kicker, and special teams. And if we didn't make any mistakes, why, we could win the winner's share, and that's what we did.
How much was the winner's share back then?
The winner's share was $15,000, and the losers was $7,500. So that's pretty good paycheck for us guys.
Yeah, even today, that's not bad money. You know, you look back at that week, and depending upon who you talk to, Don, there were people that said a couple of the guys were angry with Joe Namath. Your late, great head coach, Weeb Eubank, was like, hey, Joe, what the hell are you doing? We don't have to give the Colts any more ammunition. Did you guys as a team really believe that you were going to win that game, or was that just false bravado by Joe Namath?
Well, all during the week, you trade film, so we've been watching the Colts films, and they watched ours, and all week long, while Pete Lamon told Weeb, he said, I guarantee you, Weeb, if you don't quit showing us this film, we're going to get overconfident. We can beat these guys, and he said, I guarantee you we're going to beat it. But, nobody takes that too much. And then Namath is out to a banquet one night, and he makes a comment because some guy in the back was hollering at him, and so whatever he does, he makes publicity or gets the print, So he got the write-up, and the people got the word, and then all we had to do was kind of go out there and play normal and back it up.
Now, when you think about it, Don, you win that Super Bowl III, and you stuck around in New York for a couple of more years until you went to St. Louis to play for the Cardinals in 1973. Are you surprised at that Jet football team? I know Namath sustained some serious knee injuries. Other guys got banged up along the way. But are you surprised that you guys won just one championship?
Well, let's see. In '67, we had 15 knee operations to players, key players on the football team, and we missed it by a half a game. In '68, we had one knee operation to a backup fullback, Billy Joe. And then in '69, the injuries hit again. Both the guards were hurt. Jerry Philbin had his shoulder tore up, all league, all pro, all time AFL defensive end. And then I got a foot broke. So the injuries killed us, and then Kansas City only beat us by a touchdown in the playoff game, but they went on and they eliminated the NFL team.
Hey, when you look back, though, at that Super Bowl, Don, a lot of people still talk about the Chicago Bears when they had that awesome team and they won the Super Bowl, and Walter Payton never scored a touchdown, and there are some Bear fans that are still upset. You look back at your Super Bowl, it was Matt Snell who had the big day on the ground. George Sauer had over 100 yards receiving. You really weren't the star that day. When you look back, are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I did my job. I had the greatest game in the world. I got out wide to the right side, and I made them double and triple me, and they had to play my game. I knew enough about how to take care of the defense over there on the wide side. And so as Namath walked from the huddle up to the line of scrimmage, he already knew what he was fixed to call. He didn't have to wait till he got there and then snap the ball and let the defense change. I got so wide that they had to played zone coverage, and I still beat them twice. One time I missed it by about a couple of inches for a touchdown, and then the other time in the third quarter, I caught one hanging on the end zone. It had been another touchdown if the football field had been 6 inches longer.
Right. No, yeah, that's true. You think back, and the fact that you had to be double-teamed did give Sauer the opportunities, and quite a story out there, Don. You were with the New York Titans, and it seemed like year by year the Jets built it. You know, they get Namath in 65, they get Emerson Boozer in 66, George Sauer in 65. So every single year they added some big-time talent, and eventually you guys won a championship. Don, let me start though with your rookie season, because you came into the NFL in 1958, and of course everybody knows that in 1958 that was the greatest game ever played. You played for the Giants in that championship game against the Baltimore Colts that day. So what was that like?
Well, to me as a rookie, you know, to be on a team that later, I think there was seven Hall of Famers from the Colts, 7 from the Giants, and then you had Eubank and Lombardi and Tom Landry. They all made it, and then the Maris. So there's a lot of Hall of Fame guys. It was the greatest game at that time played. Later on, it's become the greater of the greatest games, because all of the Hall of Fame guys that are they all came from that game. And then it was the first sudden death game that was ever played.
Right.
My standpoint as a rookie, it was great to be a part of it. I went back to Baltimore, and the Giants, they brought in the New York guys for the 50-year reunion here back in December the 28th, and it was a great thing. It's just a shame so many of them have passed on, both Colts and Giants.
Yeah, no doubt. I actually spoke to Frank Gifford. I know you were on that offense with Mel Triplett and Frank Gifford and Webster and all those guys, and I spoke to Frank just a couple of days ago, because he has one of the 10 books that are out this year celebrating 50 years of that great game, Don, your Giant team losing in overtime on the Amici touchdown to the Baltimore Colts. I want to thank you, Don Maynard, Hall of Fame wide receiver, one of the all-time greats, playing again in the 1958 NFL Championship game and Super Bowl III with the New York Jets. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. There he is.
Here.
Thank you very much. That's Don Maynard. And make sure, of course, you tune in each and every day to opensports.com, where the future of sports on the web is open. See you next time.
Think you can complete the drive? Play today and get an automatic entry to win daily prizes, 2 tickets to the big game, and a brand new car. Start your drive today at opensports.com.